it feels to me, and again, this is just based on what I've seen, mostly on social media, but also talking to a few people, that you have a bunch of people out there dating who haven't healed, who haven't really done the work, that they just they end a relationship, whether it was like a 6 months or a 5, 7 years, 10 years relationship, and with instead of trying to analyze and do the really working on themselves, because we know when somebody goes through a breakup, they mostly say, "Hey, I'm working on myself." But are you truly understanding what happened? Are you truly working on improving the things that you did wrong? Because at the end of the day, it takes two to tango. The other person might have done something wrong, but you as well, and just break that vicious cycle of keep attracting the same person. But in order for you to do that, you need to be very real with yourself and ask yourself the tough questions. And I don't think a lot of people are doing it.
Yeah, I absolutely 1,000% agree with that. There are a lot of hurt people on the apps who just date because they think, oh well, I broke up with my ex, a month ago. I'm ready for the apps. It's like, no, you ain't, And so there's a lot of that happening. And and I'll give another example of my dating history. There was one person that I went out on a date with, I think it was maybe like 2 or 3 dates. And this was about a couple years ago at this point. But this person, what app did I meet them on? OkCupid. But side note, of all the dates that I've ever gone on, I think Hinge probably had the most quality dates. Maybe other people out there may have like disagree or may think another app was working. But for me, Hinge was probably like the most quality dates. And so I took a chance on OkCupid. I was like, well, we'll just see. So anyway, met this person on OkCupid, went on a couple of dates, and long story short, it didn't last too long, only because of the fact that maybe after like the second or third date, we went to this comedy club to go see a show, and then got drinks afterwards, and then just talked and just really started to like starts to like I guess kind of find out more things that we had in common. And then at this point it was starting to get late, and she asks me, hey, what else do you have going on after this? I'm like, oh, nothing, honestly. It's just a slow night for me, so I might just head back home. So me, I'm just kind of just thinking, I'm just going back home, not even thinking about what what else is happening after this part of the date, because mind you, we did the comedy show, and then we did the bar. But she was like, well, can we go back to your place? I'm like, sure. In the back of my mind, I'm like, like, yeah, sure. And so we go back, we're making out, talking and stuff like that. One thing leads to another. And then like halfway through, she kind of pauses thing, like our clothes are like halfway off. And I'm like, hey, like, is everything okay? Just, just checking in. And cause like I could start to tell maybe, yeah, maybe around that time when clothes were coming off, she's getting hesitant, which is absolutely fine. Like props to her for communicating that, because unfortunately there are women out there who may not necessarily communicate that and kind of just hide in their feelings or hide those emotions. And then, the next morning, yeah, I don't know if I should have, slept with that guy, but I really liked him, but I don't know if I was ready, so, and, I just want to say to women, like, definitely speak up. If it isn't a hell yes, it's a hell no, and the same thing for guys. If it isn't a hell yes, it's a hell no. Like, so definitely communicate. But anyway, so clothes are coming off, and I can tell that there's, a shift. And so she's just like, yeah, I don't know. I just feel, I don't know how I feel right now. I'm just going through a lot. I just got out of a breakup, and this other guy that I was with, he really did a lot of things to me emotionally, and I just don't know if I'm over that. And so we just start to talk. We put our clothes back on, and we're just having a conversation. And at one point, like I've kind of felt that I was like her therapist. She's just
Yeah.
spilling all these things on me, and I'm like, I don't know, she should be telling me all this, but I'm just like, I'm here to listen, like I
Yeah.
definitely don't want her to feel like she's alone. I'm just like, oh no, I'm just here to fuck. I'm like,
Yeah.
apologies for the language, but I'm just like, I'm not here. I'm like,
Yeah.
so anyway, she's telling me all of her traumas. She's telling me why she is the way she is, why she stopped things. And I was like, oh no, you don't have to. I'm like, if anything, never apologize for stopping things midway if you didn't feel it. I'm glad that you did that, because I would have felt bad if I've learned from you later that, your head wasn't fully in it, because people do forget that sex is a mental game. Like it really is. Like if you want to have the best time, you like both people have to be there mentally. But anyway, so we had the conversation, and then maybe for like an hour after that, and by this point it's like 1 o'clock in the morning. I drop her off at her apartment, and I just tell her, "Hey, you know what? Thank you so much for communicating with me and letting me know what you're going through. I definitely understand it. I want to just give you the time and space for you to process because it sounds like you got a lot going on, and I don't want to confuse you or come in the middle of you trying to figure things out and get to wherever it is you're going. But I just want you to know that, yeah, I think you're an amazing person. I really appreciate, you even just coming out for the night." And then we just like left it at that. Like, I don't think it was like a, ghosting or anything like that. We just both kind of just mutually, I guess, indirectly without saying it physically, we just kind of just decided, yeah, we will just end it here. But there are, so that's kind of like how like how that went. But yeah, again, there are some people out there who probably can't communicate that, who just ghost and just like, yeah. And I think people at the same time too, really quick for this one is like, as far as ghosting, sometimes when it comes to ghosting, the person who gets ghosted, they forget that the person that is doing the ghosting to them, um, sometimes that person who's going to ghost may have an issue with them that they're just not willing to communicate, or whatever is going, not issue, but maybe there's something about them that's going on that you may not necessarily be privy to, and you shouldn't take that personal. So if I'm on a date with somebody and yeah, things are going well, I'm like, oh cool, we get along, and then after that never hear from that person again, I wouldn't take that personally. Because like, maybe, yeah, maybe they just didn't like me. Like that's absolutely fine. I wouldn't want to spend my time, being there if that person didn't like me. Cool. Like it is what it is. But then there are some people that are on the apps that are truly hurt. And even just by that one date, maybe that date could have reminded them of something from the past that they're just not, they're still getting through. So yeah.
What's up, everyone? If you enjoyed that, then press here to watch the full episode. And don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next time.